Hey there guys, welcome to Hursty Games, and hopefully welcome to somebody sort of from QPR, to do with QPR, because I think this is a kind of message that needs to be heard by someone at the club, whether it be someone like Battier, like a chairman, or an associate at the club, or McLaren, or whatever. I think this is a general message that needs to be heard by someone at QPR, hence the title. Now, to explain a little bit, I'm obviously QPR fan, season ticket holder. I go to all the home games, would go to the away games, but I spend all my money on my season ticket, so can't afford to go to the away games. And this season so far, as I'm sure it'll be not a shock to anybody that knows anything about the club, even those that just check the scores on Sky or whatever, will know that we're not having a very good start to the season. Like, we're having a very bad start to the season. And obviously that's not good. Obviously, it doesn't matter what club you are. If you go 4 games into the league, no points, I think 3 goals scored and like 14 goals conceded, then you're already up to a pretty bad start. Now, I am already starting to worry a little bit about where the season is going to go for us. I know it's only 4 games in. I'm not oblivious to that fact. But there's a few things I want to kind of discuss, and there's a few things that I think need to happen to change things, to kind of fix something a little bit. And even if it's not even down to, say, personnel, it's just down to how things are kind of gone about, and a way of getting the fans involved and trying to get the fans back on side. Like, at the game yesterday, I was at the Bristol City game. I did the match day vlog for it, which I normally do on the channel for the home games. There was such a negative vibe in the stadium. Like, there really was. I have to be honest, the first sort of 15 or so minutes, we were looking really good. We genuinely looked really, really good. Up until the first goal, we looked really, really good. It's the best I've seen us play this season. And after that, the atmosphere was up quite a bit. There was a lot of positivity, cheering the team on and stuff. The away fans were very, very quiet at that point. But as soon as things go the other way, the whole ground just drops. The whole atmosphere just drops. Now, that to me shows you that things aren't right. Like, I know you can go 1-0 down in a game and you can still have the fans on side. That can still very much happen. And in my area in particular, where I sit, there are quite a few people that really do try and G things up a little bit. And there are quite a few people that get frustrated quite a bit. And that, I think, is fair. I think as a fan, you are well entitled to be frustrated when things just aren't clicking and stuff just isn't right and stuff isn't working. I think fans are well within their right to have that opinion. And I watched the post-match interview with McLaren and him talking about, we need the fans on side, we need this, that and the other. And I think, honestly, that's the biggest problem right now. It's not that the fans don't want to be on side, it's that the fans aren't being given a chance to kind of feel like their voice is being heard and have their opinion. So the only chance of an opinion we get is to sit there and for people to boo or people to heckle or whatever, because otherwise it's like the message isn't being put across. Now, this here is not going to be any kind of hate video. This is a very, especially from a QPR fan, a very kind of neutral and a chat. I want to have a discussion here. This is what I want to have. I want to have a discussion. And I have a proposal that, even if it's not through me, because who am I in comparison to people to do with the club or people to do with, that support the club and are bigger members of the community than myself would be. But I think something needs to happen in regards to getting the fans actually having a bit more of a voice. Now, I know QPR, in regards to other places, is quite a sort of family club and is a very much, open to the fans and all of this, and trying to get fans on board and have discussions about stuff. But I genuinely feel like there is not enough stuff run, or not enough opportunities for things to be run and questioned by the fans. So as an example, that post-match interview with McLaren, obviously that is going to be run by somebody, an associate to the club, that would do that interview, or someone through, say, like Sky Sports or whatever. I know the game was live on Sky yesterday as well. That kind of thing, obviously, is going to be run through the club. I think something that needs to happen, even if it's just every now and again, and I think at this moment in time, with what's happening right now, what needs to happen is there needs to be an opportunity for the fans to voice questions, to voice opinions, to ask questions to, say, someone like, I don't know, it might be McLaren, it might be a player or two, it might be someone in the board, it might be someone behind the scenes. I think the fans, at this moment in time, own and deserve the right to have that discussion, to have their voice heard in a proper manner. Like, rather than it being people shouting, going, oh, such and such about this, and such to McLaren, and such to players. It needs to be a conversation, and it needs to be run properly. Now, obviously, I would happily sit here now and say, I'd happily do that, I'd happily talk to such and such. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying it can be anyone, but something needs to happen. As an example, throw it out to you, what I would do is I'd use this comment section to get people to give me genuine questions. I'd go on Instagram, I'd go on my Twitter, and get people to genuinely throw at me proper questions that they would want asked to someone at the club. To someone at the club that can actually voice and answer these questions properly. I wouldn't want questions about, how, bad do you think such and such is, all of this stuff. Proper, genuine questions from proper, genuine people who care about this club. Because people do care about this club. I care about this club. Genuinely. Like, I get a lot of people that obviously, with a bit of banter, that are throwing things at me with how bad we're doing and stuff like that. I can deal with that. I genuinely don't care. People can talk to me about the 7-1 loss. That's fine. I know it's all in a bit of, jest. What frustrates me, what genuinely angers me, is that we lose 7-1 to West Brom. One of the better teams in the league, you'd probably have to argue. 7-1 is still not an excuse. Still not an excuse. 7-1 is still abysmal. But then we go up and play a team like Bristol City, and absolutely zero disrespect to Bristol City at all. We should not be losing 3-0, especially at home, to Bristol City. One of the teams in the league we should look at and go, we should be getting points here. And again, that's no disrespect to Bristol City, because actually on the day, especially in the second half, we deserved nothing from that game. We deserved nothing. And they played basic football. We made them look good. But they did what they needed to do. They got 3 goals. You can't turn around and go, they were so lucky to get anything. They got 3 goals. We got nothing. You can't turn around and go, it was all luck. We were awful. We were genuinely awful. And I, myself, want answers to things. Like, genuinely. I want to be able to ask people, what our game plan is. What is the intent of when we go into a game, what are we actually trying to achieve? Because I sat and watched an hour and a half of football yesterday and have no idea what our plan is, what our tactic is, what our in is. I think I could sit there without the game happening and tell you what I think is our strength and our weakness and what we need to do and how we need to maybe look at building up, people we need to get involved, things we need to do differently. But watching the game actually happening, I could not tell you what our game plan is. I couldn't. I genuinely couldn't. I think we have gone about getting people in completely the wrong way. Yes, we've got another 10 days to do loans. Fantastic. Why did we not... I know the whole financial fair play thing, obviously, was always going to be a problem. We knew there was probably going to be a transfer embargo, and then when there was, we acted like it was a surprise. Why did we not try and get these loanees in near the start of the season? If we need these players in, we're not ready to compete in this league yet. Get the players in beforehand, so that by this point in the season, after 4 games of the season starting, and an absolute embarrassment of a start of the season, we'd have these players in that we need to improve the squad. Why did that not happen? We have got some quality players. Massimo Luongo, I genuinely think, on his day, could be the best player in this league. Luke Freeman, sometimes what he does with his feet, with that football, I can't even explain how he does it. And he can put a hell of a ball in at times. Matt Smith, literally a battering ram. Literally I don't know how people can outjump that boy. Okay? Leisner, looking to be a good leader, looking to be a decent leader. Furlong, when he's fit, I think has got the potential to play at a top club in the Premier League after another season or two of genuinely proving himself at right back. Eze, our shining light right now, and even yesterday he didn't have a particularly great game. We have got fantastic players at this club, but we don't have a team right now. That's honestly the truth of it. And I, myself, and I'm sure a lot of other people, want answers. I already know there is so much hate and so much toxicity around what's happening right now amongst the fans towards the club. And as a fan, I don't want that. I don't want that. As an example, my community on this channel, I try and keep in a positive light. I try and have it be a nice place to go and experience. And there's always going to be negativities with most things you do. And football is one of those things. There is a chance in every game that you will lose, that you will play awfully, that something trash will happen, right? But for there to be straight hate and toxicity in the club worries me. It really does. Because all that's going to happen is things will change. They'll change for even more negativity than we've got right now, and things will go wrong. So please, please, anyone, someone at QPR, please hear this. If there are other videos of this type or other comments or messages, whatever, please read them. Please listen to them. Because we care. That's why we get so angry. We care. And I want answers. I'm not saying it has to be directly through or to me, but we as fans deserve answers. It's as simple as that. I have talked for about 10 minutes, and this was going to be like a 5-minute video, and because I'm passionate about it, I've kind of ignored the time. So if you're a QPR fan and to you this sounds like something that you agree needs to happen, we need answers. We need it to be an external, within the club in regards to being a fan of the club, supporting the club, but not within the club itself. It needs to be an external supporter source, an external sort of fan, something like that, right? Whether you find somebody that their job, they watch the match and whatever, and their job is they, do interviews, or there is a bigger YouTuber than myself that is a public figure, I guess, somewhat, that they would have in to ask questions that people have, offered them and things like that. If you think that sounds like a good idea and sounds like the kind of thing we need, then please let me know in the comment section. Please ask questions. Please have things that we can, put forward to them, that we can show people. Like I said, I'm going to be putting out an Instagram post. If you're on Instagram, my link will be in the description, and you can put messages up there as well. And same on Twitter. I will also be doing that on Twitter as well. And it's important that the club knows how much we care and that we get a chance to have a voice. That's my opinion. Hopefully it's yours too. Of course, if you agree with this and you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, I guess. That will let me know that you agree with me. And if you're wanting to see more stuff and potentially things that happen, then if you drop us up, that would be greatly appreciated. But I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see something from QPR soon. But for now, boys, thank you very much for watching, and look after yourselves.
Hursty Games.
See you later.
Woo! Let's go. Hursty Games, and this how we do. Now it's time we team up. Check them online, you might catch them playing FIFA. Hey, yeah, we keep it live. Make sure to give a like and subscribe. Gaming channel, what's the best one? Keep it hella dope, hella fresh, huh? Yeah, Hursty Games, tune in. Even told my grandmama, sister, and my best friend. You might want to check them if you want to be entertained. You already know the name. Check us out, Hursty Games. Hey, whoop. Make sure to give a like and subscribe.